One way to execute or run your Python code is by using the command line. I'll be referring to it as the terminal or command line throughout this course. You can access it on your Windows machine by going to the Start menu and then navigating to the Python folder. When you get to the dropdown, choose Python 64-bit. This is going to open up the Python shell. The Python shell will display the prompt, which lets us know that the interpreter is ready for our Python instructions. Unlike the Mac, you don't need to type anything else to start sending Python commands. We'll start out by trying to get the sum of 2 plus 2. Let's see what happens when we type, "What is 2 plus 2?" and hit enter. Well, we get a syntax error from the Python interpreter. Recall that syntax refers to the rules of a programming language. Syntax errors happen when you write code that breaks the expected rules. In this case, we wrote our code in plain English, but the interpreter doesn't understand English, only Python. Now let's try that again, but this time we'll type 2 space plus 2 and then hit enter. And look, we get back the number 4. That's because the expression 2 plus 2 is valid in the Python programming language. But what if we were to just type 2 plus and then hit enter? Well, we get another syntax error because our expression was not complete. For example, in English, I could say, "You're doing a great job with the course so far." That's a grammatically correct sentence. But if I were to say, "You're doing a great job with," that would be an incomplete sentence. I didn't finish it up. Programming languages work much the same way. They need you to follow the syntax or rules in order to understand your commands. For now, let's exit the Python prompt. We can do this by typing exit, open parentheses, close parentheses, and then hitting enter. Remember our 0103 Py file? Let's see if we can run the code contained in it. First, we'll need to open up the command prompt. To do that, we'll come down to search, and we'll type command, and we'll choose prompt. Next, we need to make sure we're in the same directory as our file. My file is located on my desktop inside of the exercise files folder. Yours might be in your downloads or another location. The first thing we're going to do is to type cd or the change directory command, and then we need to find the path of our file. I'm going to open up the File Explorer, and then I'll navigate to where my file is located. First, I said it's on the desktop. I'll choose the Programming Foundations folder, then Exercise Files, and I want the file that's inside of Chapter 01. So I'm going to drag this folder over to my command prompt. Now when we close down the File Explorer, notice that the entire file path has been copied for us. It's pretty sweet. Next, we're going to type enter. We're now inside of the Chapter 01 folder. I'll then type the dir command, which stands for directory, to get a list of all the files that are contained in this directory. And I see my 01_03 Py file. In order to execute it, I'm going to type python 01_03.py and then hit enter. And we get our hello world. Throughout this course, I'll be using a Mac computer, so I'll often refer to Python 3 instead. But for Windows users, typing strictly Python will work just fine. Although most of the programs that you write in your IDE you can run directly from there, you may have occasions where you want to run some Python code from the command line. And now you know how.